Hey guys, this is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at semiconductors, that is Nvidia, AMD, SMCI, ARM, Broadcom, and Micron. I already did videos on SPY and QQ and the tech stocks and Tesla, also the important key levels to watch. Check it out on my channel, and also if you want to follow along on my dividend investing journey, I have taken some profits today. Check the videos out here on my channel. Link to this channel is also in the description below. Subscribe here as well if you want to follow along. All right. Now, so Nvidia, talking about the price action on this. So as I have talked about it, that the structure, even with this today's red candle, is just a pullback, very little pullback. It's not changing any structure to the bearish side. And if I quickly just show you my tool, it also hasn't shown me anything that tells me that, oh, it's now selling off, it's the bearish structure. No, it's just a normal pullback. Anyways, so we are in full-on uptrend right now on Nvidia. Now, important levels to watch is what I want to focus on, and then we'll jump on to the hourly interval. Now, before even going on to that, I actually want to highlight something very important here, and that is the short volume data. Now, yesterday we had 36% short volume data that came on Nvidia. Now, this is the highest I have ever seen. Today's data will come in the evening, right? If you have my tool, you can plug and play. Now, the thing is that this 36%, that is, as I said, quite huge. Never has Nvidia given 36%, never ever above 30% to begin with, right? Now, this also what led me to take some profits in my dividend investing portfolio for Nvidia position that I'm holding. Because today's candle is not though a sell-off candle, but it's a red candle, which means the short sellers are not in any urgency to cover their position, right? If they have piled up here somewhere, right? They are fine. They are not like, oh, that we want to cover our position. So if Nvidia is not able to cross above $130 now, and we see a lot of days of consolidation here, things may start to look different soon as well. So just be prepared. Just keep that in mind. Even though right now things are not looking dire, things are not looking bearish, but just keep this in the back of your head, okay? Now, today's data, as it will come in the evening, we'll see in the evening. Well, if today's short volume percent is also quite high, that's getting worrisome, because if we don't break the levels to the upside, they will not be obligated to cover their position, and that might create some ripple effect. But just keep that in mind. But if we break out to the upside, the short sellers will have to cover eventually, and that's going to create another squeeze pressure. So this is why, just keep this in mind. This will define also quite a lot moving forward, this data as well. It plays quite a huge role now, because it's a high volume data, which came after 28%. 36 came after 28%, which is also significantly high. Then, seems like short sellers are really trying to double down. Here they got squeezed out, right? We talked about it. They're trying to double down here again. So, wow. Anyway, so just wanted to show you this as well. Just keep it in your mind, all right? Now, so let's turn this thing off and let's go back to the levels right here. So as for the technicality, guys, any pullback until 50 days moving average or even 118 is just going to be a pullback in the overall structure. That, in my opinion, is not going to change the structure bearish. It's not changing the structure bearish, all right? Let's go to the hourly interval. Now, we do have a weakness, at least for the intraday today. Is this a weakness strong enough? Now, what I'm seeing is that we broke 20 hours moving average, and then we rejected underneath of that. So keeping this in mind, also keeping in mind that 36% high short volume, and today we're seeing some sell-off. In the continuation, tomorrow level you are watching is very much this level of 127. If we loses this level tomorrow and we lose 50 hours moving average as well, Nvidia might go through some cool off, and at least for now this cool off may take us all the way down to maybe 122, and then we'll see what happens from thereafter. But I still believe 50 days moving average and 20 days moving average eventually, until earnings, will keep Nvidia strong. But let's see if this pullback comes. But tomorrow, I won't be surprised if this cool off continues. But at the same time, if we stay above 50 hours moving average, and anytime if we take out the level above 128, things will start to look back again to the upside. Now, let's turn on that tool again of the structure tool. So we do have a supporting cloud coming from bottom underneath as well. But what I'm also seeing here is that there's a, that little bit of the ongoing uptrend is right now going through intraday sell-off, right? Today we had a sell-off day. You can see it's all red and orange. What these red and orange means, if you're a member, you have that video with you, the introductory video on this, and it goes and explain about how to read this tool. But to simplify here in the video, this is not necessarily showing a strength of the bullishness, right? So this cool off may continue, and let's see. Again, we have that 50 days moving average down there. This cloud, which is a bullish cloud right now, is also coming from underneath. So we'll see what happens around this area if we continue to cool off and not break the levels to the upside, or doesn't continue to the upside. But that is like 128 and 16 cents. Above that tomorrow, I would consider some, again, upside may come. Otherwise, we look like we might be heading a little bit, at least for tomorrow, some cool off, at least what the price session is showing me right now. And so that's that. Now, upside level you already have in place if we get above 127 and so 128 zone area and so forth. But all right. So now that's Nvidia, and actually let's take a look at 5 minutes interval as well. And yeah, things are, and also our cloud is right now red, right? So you can see today we on Nvidia in our cloud as well, we just kept rejecting it. Every retest of it eventually got rejected, right? So also not a good sign, especially when you are seeing a high short volume came in that yesterday. I think since the price kept going higher and higher, not sure how many of them covered yesterday itself, but when the next day you don't really see a squeeze again to the upside, it's usually that they're still holding on to the position today. And today's data, as I said, will come in the evening, so we'll see on the tool what it is like, right? All right, so that's Nvidia. Let's take a look at AMD. So AMD testing today that 200 days moving average. I'm not gonna plug and play my tool everywhere. It's just where, again, if you have access to it, you can, do the thing. But I wanna, also focus on the price action for just in its entirety as how the candles are looking like. But the tool makes it really easy, and I'll start doing more and more of that in my videos. It's just that I just don't really want to bombard you with completely new thing on the videos. It's like slowly and slowly I will introduce, right? So that it's not like a complete sudden change for you all, right? So here, at least on the videos, if you are just a viewer and don't have access to my tools. All right, so AMD, this red candle today is fine. We are still bullish. There's, it's not changing the structure. We closed below 200 days moving average. That's another story, right? But its structure is still not bearish. We are technically, overall structure is bullish. AMD can continue to cool off, but overall structures can still remain bullish on this for a good amount of cool off as well, right? So those levels would be like 145 or so forth. Until then, overall structure pull, it's just going to constitute a pullback. But intraday, until then, can cool off continue. So going to the hourly interval, and I can't help myself, but I really want to turn it on. So because it just makes it so easier, right? Okay, so we had a bullish structure early in the morning, but then eventually things gave out, okay? And so right now, if we stay just where we are and continue below, we can continue tomorrow to $153. And its structure is weak right now, at least, okay? It's not in the ongoing bullish structure, okay? At least intraday. Like this cool off can continue, right? So as for the upside, it would be 157 and above. If AMD intraday tomorrow can get above it, sure, some upside may come. Otherwise, cool off may come, and then you will have to wait and see where does this structure starts to turn like green again, right? Like or things like that, green again, and then we will see an upside. So yeah. So that's why I wanted to turn this on, because it just makes it so simpler to explain right away, right? Anyways, so yeah, this way you don't have to worry about what's the pullback. This tool handles automatically. It cuts out the noise of the pullbacks and the rebounds, and accordingly does the color coding to still give you the direction as with what is the direction. Is it green or technically negative, which is red and orange, and positive is green and dark green, right? So all right, and so yeah, so that's AMD, and 153 can be looked at as if we continue there, but that will be intraday only. We still have 50 hours moving average support coming in from underneath. All right, things are still looking good with AMD though. Okay, SMCI. Oh, it's a red candle. Junior trader, are we bearish structure? All right, let's plug in the tool. Technically, not necessarily, guys. Yeah, we are just right now getting a pullback. So this was the rebound we talked about, but that's a rebound. A lot of orange stuff you are seeing, but that's a rebound. We called out this play. But the structure overall from here on after, it's just going through a pullback right now. And even though this was our play, if we lose this level 593, I do expect structure also will start to change again. And that's where some big, again, downside move may come. So if we lose anytime 595, it's going down. Right, and the next big move is definitely above this for 630, and right now it will be until 200 days moving average, and then the rest would be above that. That's pretty much with the SMCI. Let's take a look at also the hourly interval. So the hourly interval is showing weakness for sure. It's still rejecting underneath of that blue box that I provided you, right? So for tomorrow, if we, yeah, I just looking at it, it feels like to me we might, as soon as we get above 20 and 50 hours moving average above, this thing may continue higher. To me, it just looks like a decent pullback, but I gave you the level to watch for any continuation more to the sell-off. But right now, just looking at the price action, I feel like this may continue higher. It's just trying to a little bit just do a pullback, nothing more than that. Just my opinion though, and what I'm seeing in the price action. But you have the areas of stop loss to watch. But this was the move I talked about from this area, 546 back again to this blue box. We got that move. Now we are waiting for what that next move would be, right? ARM. So ARM structure is still bullish. Okay, here I'm not going to plug in my tool. I mean, if you have access, you can plug and play. I can just tell it by looking at it. And structure is still technically bullish. Today is cool off, still though above 20 days moving average, getting bought back up. And any pullback, if it comes, 121 overall structure is still fine, still bullish to the upside. But let's take a look at if intraday cool off until then may continue. So hourly interval, weakness is there, and tomorrow if we stay below the level of 131 and 35 cents, it's just a bearish intraday downside play. If we get above 131 and 35 cents, okay, some upside may continue. All right, that's ARM. Broadcom, this just a pullback, tiny mini, nothing to worry about in my opinion. But take partial profits in the extensions, partial profits, right? And technically structure on this is still bullish. Multiple pullbacks even until 156 and 68 cents is just going to be a pullback on this. Let's go to the hourly interval. Let's see if pullbacks are going to continue, and let's actually yeah, let's plug in my tool here. Let's see. So we did try to rebound, but you can see that only remained a rebound. That didn't really change the structure to bullish yet, right? So that's where the importance is of this tool, is that technically you could have thought, hey, it's turning bullish, right? But you can see that just was a rebound only in the downward structure, and we continued to sell off. So that's where this tool really helps out. And when you see yesterday, like we got a green candle and it turned bullish, right? So yeah, right now though intraday it's looking weak, but let's take a look at the levels. Overall structure though, it's in the bullish structure, but can some more cool off continue tomorrow? If we stay below 50 hours moving average, one level to watch downside would be 164 area. And below that, sure, the significant level like 161. But I just showed you our cloud is also on my tool, is right underneath here. So let's see if it get absorbed here. It's likely first time. It may get absorbed here as well. So something to just keep an eye on. And then, yeah, if we stay above 50 hours moving average, just can continue higher. If we somehow hold this pivot, we can just continue higher, right? So, but yeah, those are the levels to watch on Broadcom. All right, Micron. So let's go to the daily interval first. And Micron, okay, overall structure remains bullish. Okay, we are above 200 days moving average. We got our plays. This was the play $93 to $101. And the next play I talked about above 200 days moving average. We are in that play. And right now it's just a pullback getting bought back up. Let's take a look at hourly interval. And on hourly interval, yeah, yeah, this one looks like to me already a little bit maybe bullish. Yeah, here you go. So this one has turned itself bullish here, and right now it's running into a pullback in the post market. Yeah, okay. But anyways, so see, it makes it so simple, right? So if we tomorrow lose this level 107, intraday cool off may come, but somehow if we can hold above 50 hours moving average and 107, this can continue either choppy or upside. Why am I saying maybe choppy as well? Because I'm seeing this is a little bit slowing down here in the distribution. So at least tomorrow, if just because we're in the center range, right? That's why I'm saying either choppy or upside above 50 hours moving average, and below that is definitely downside. But the more upside strength, I want to see it actually stay a little bit closer to the upside for that first. If in the pre-market we see that, maybe. But I want to see that it doesn't really, like it breaks out after pre-market, not that it just sells off, right? So, but pre-market also helps in identifying a lot of these things, that if it's closer to the supply zone or already out of the supply zone, right? So all of that. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. If you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe. If you need access to my tools that you saw in the video, links to my tools are in the description below. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care, bye.